Record. Okay. Okay, guys, we're going to get started on our Sunday power plan for the month of October. And I was just saying, so I thought, oh, I should hit record. We're going to be using ChatGPT today to help us plan out our month. And so you can use ChatGPT a couple different ways. There is an app version or there's just the website version. As long as you're logging in the same on your app or on the website, it'll keep everything together. So I just depends. If I'm near my computer, maybe I'm logged into my computer doing something, I will just pull up the website and use ChatGPT really quick, copy and paste and use it that way. If I'm on my phone, then obviously I use the app. So I encourage you to get good at both ways. If you use more than one piece of equipment. I know a lot of people only use their phone, so just get the app and don't worry about it. But before we dive into this, okay, number one, I'm not an AI expert. I'm learning along with everyone else. I'm just really feeling good about how it's helped me. And I want to share that with you guys so that you can also start using it. So anything I share with you, it is not golden. It is not the way. It is just how I did it. And I'm constantly changing it. So just take all this with a grain of salt, but I think it's going to be fun. So for those of you that have ChatGPT, or in John's case, he's just downloading it. The very first thing that you want to do, and I'm going to share my screen just so again, remember the screen I'm sharing with you is my PC. It may look a little different for you on the app, but this is the basic ChatGPT. On your screen or the app, you want to look down here at the bottom left where it says Battaglia Thrive. That's my email. So it's going to be obviously your email wherever you are. When you click on that or you click those three dots next to it, you're going to see where it says custom instructions. This is probably the most important part of ChatGPT that I didn't even know about for the first month that I was using it. So I want to make sure you all know about it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on mine. By the way, a thumbs up. Can you see my screen? Am I doing this properly? Okay, thank you. I'm going to click on custom instructions. I'm going to tell you what mine are. Again, take it with a grain of salt. The first thing that ChatGPT wants to know about you is what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? Okay, so it needs to know about you as a human. Who are you? What do you do? What are you into? So again, you know what? I'm going to actually, should I copy and paste mine in the chat? Would that be helpful? Or should I just, you guys can tell me. Anyway, so I said former brick and mortar business owner who started using Thrive so I could have the energy to run my business and get healthy. All of you were something before you were a thriver. What were you? And why did you try it? And why did you try Thrive, right? After a few weeks, I added the network marketing of the product on a part-time basis to increase my income. After several years of network marketing, income exceeded my other businesses and it allowed me to start working from home full time. Why that was important to me, no more late nights and weekends for me. Now I help other entrepreneurs build their network marketing business. And then I'm going to tell it what I do. So we sell Thrive, which is a health and wellness product. Thrive helps give natural energy, focus, restorative sleep. Literally took it off the website. We work to create an environment. So now I'm back to my team. We work to create an environment that produces income while allowing you to have time with family and friends and even just yourself to pursue your hobby and passions. Again, you guys, that's me. That's what I think my team, that's what's important to me. You put in there what's important to you. I'm an avid flower gardener now that I'm able to work from home. I'm an aunt who adores her nephews and loves getting to be part of their lives. I want to grow my business daily by building a team of like-minded individuals. I want to show entrepreneurs that they don't have to be physically stuck in one location and they can have the freedom to build their business from anywhere that they have Wi-Fi. Okay, so that's a lot, right? That's basically a brain dump. None of it really goes into order, but that's okay. You don't have to be writing, you're not writing literature, okay? You're writing to ChatGPT. So what I would encourage you to do for those of you that don't have custom instructions or you just got it and this is the first time you're hearing about it, just do a really quick brain dump. Give ChatGPT, 4 or 5 sentences. And I will tell you that what I just read to you, that was several times. Like I would use ChatGPT and a few weeks later, I would add something. A couple weeks later, I would add something. A day later, I would add something. So you can always get in your custom instructions and change it up. Depending on like, oh, I think I should have added that, or oh, I should have, whatever. So don't panic and think, oh my gosh, what if I type this wrong? Or it's okay. You can constantly ebb and flow it. The other thing to keep in mind here when you're talking to ChatGPT, I'm talking about the free version because if it's free, it's for me. Okay. ChatGPT, the free version, which I think is the 3.5, it stopped learning, if you will, in 2021. So any life event that happened in 2022, it doesn't know about it, but it knows about Thrive. Okay, because the Thrive website exists. People have Googled what is Thrive. People have Googled how do I take Thrive. You'll be surprised how much it knows. Okay, so just keep in mind though, if you're trying to refer to something and you're hoping that it knows about the, I don't know, the Great Flood of 22, I don't, I'm making stuff up. It doesn't know about that yet. If you want it to know about those things, you have to pay for the new version. So again, if it's free, it's for me. Okay, so the bottom part of your custom instructions is how do you want ChatGPT to respond? Again, remember, I didn't know about this page. I didn't know about this page for the first month. And so I was constantly like, please rewrite it shorter. Please rewrite it less fluffy. I was like constantly begging ChatGPT to like tone it down because it didn't sound like me. And then I found this page. So I say my preference is a casual conversational tone because that's me. No hard sales, but more of an influencer voice. Shorter answers are better, humorous, snarky. And I want ChatGPT to think, in his opinion, her opinion, that Thrive is the best supplement available for overall health and wellness. Like I told ChatGPT, that's how it needs to respond. Okay. So again, this is an area for me personally that I need to work. I need to keep adding stuff to this area. I need to tell it other things that I want it to believe because again, ChatGPT is just a computer. It's going to believe and know and understand what you tell it you want it to do. If you don't tell it something, then it's just going to have to refer to all these years on Google of what people have Googled, right? So I'm telling it, no matter what you've seen on Google, no matter what you've heard, no matter what people have asked, Thrive is the best. So anyway, so to me, this is the foundation of ChatGPT. You have to get this stuff in here. The thing to know, like see down here at the bottom, it says enable for new chats. So my new chats moving forward, had I changed anything moving forward, it would have this custom instructions. Anything in the past doesn't have that, just so you know. So like my first month of using ChatGPT where I had to argue with it all the time, those threads are still there. And those threads, so you can call ChatGPT whatever you want. I call it Bob. Bob doesn't know what happened prior to if I changed my instructions. So anyway, hopefully I rambled enough and given you enough time to put in your custom instructions. And because our little Zoom thing is here, I don't know how to get back out of this. Oh, cancel. There we go. Okay. All right. So on your main screen for ChatGPT, whenever you have a new chat or when you first fire it up, it's just a blank screen. And up here, you'll see where it says Chat 3.5. That's the free. And then over here is the 4. That is the new. I will tell you, some days I'm tempted because ChatGPT 4 has plugins, I think they're called. One of them is Canva. So if you are one of those leaders that you're constantly having to churn out a graphic, and I don't know because I've never done it, I would need to research this more, but it sounds to me like you can say, hey, ChatGPT, I need a graphic for my Zoom for Monday. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I don't know. I'm sticking with the freebie for now. So anyhow, here we are. Okay, it's a new month. So straight up, I did cheat. I did 2 prompts without you guys before we started, again, just to make sure this would actually work. So I'm going to start really simple. So the first prompt that I put in here this morning that it doesn't want to open for me now that we're on a Zoom. Why? Why ChatGPT? Why are you doing this to me? Okay, here it is. I said, help me set my monthly sales goal. So I'm just throwing out numbers here so people can play along. I said, I want to reach 80K in the month of October. What should my daily goal be? Now, you guys, we can use a calculator for that, right? You can take 12K divided by 31 days. You could take 4K divided by 31 days. But I just want to show you how simple ChatGPT can be and how advanced it can be. So obviously it writes back, hey there, October is looking awesome for an ambitious goal of 80K. To break it down, you're going to aim for 2580 per day. Okay, so again, it just did a calculation for me and it cheered me on with the hashtag Thrive On. Thanks, ChatGPT. So then below it, I'm getting a little bit more specific. I say I have 3 12Ks on my current team and 2 ladies that are close. Notice I put 12Ks in quotes so that it would know that I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about a title. I said, what tips would you give them to help grow their business? Now, please remember, this is my ChatGPT. Okay. So there's probably going to be some sort of gardening thing in here because that's what ChatGPT does. But he says, that's fantastic. You've got rock stars on your team. Here are some snarky tips. Remember, I said, reply snarky, keep things short. Set spooky goals. Tell them to aim high like they're reaching for a last piece of Halloween candy. Encourage them to set specific targets. Boost, their confidence. Remind them the confidence is their costume. They've got to believe in themselves and the product. Thrive is like a secret superpower. Now, before I read all 7 of these to you, I know they sound fun and they sound funny, but I want you to think of how valuable these 7 tips are. He literally just gave me 7 topics for team Zooms, or 7 topics for a post with my team, right? Well, I could literally kick off today and we could talk about setting the spooky goals. I could talk tomorrow about boosting their confidence and how confidence is their costume. That is, I love that. That is such a good, thank you, ChatGPT. Witchy good time management. I could talk to them about how to handle their time. So while this is fun and funny and kind of snarky, because that's how I have it set up, this is really good information. So if you're a leader and you're like, I don't know what to talk to my team about, ask ChatGPT. Say, I'm a new leader, or I'm a leader that's done this for so many years. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Here's where my team's at. Here's where I want them to go. I don't know. Throw in there, I lost a 12K leg on my team and I'm trying to rebuild. What should ask? Just ask, because here's the thing. Remember, this is all the stuff that Google has ever touched. And I got my nickname Toogle for a reason, because I use Google all the time. I literally ask Google questions all day long. So prior to ChatGPT, I would have gone into Google and been like, okay, Google, I need some sort of time management. Give me the top 10 time management tips to share with my team. And I would have built a Zoom around that for like my Monday team Zoom. So all those things that I've already pulled into it, and all the things that all of you and the rest of the world has pulled into it, that's where this is coming from. Okay. So if you're looking for team topics, or maybe you're just like, I need to have, maybe you yourself just need some ideas of how to grow your business. Well, right here, I just got 7 ideas of how to grow my business, right? Talks about the number 7 or 6, freaky follow-ups, emphasize the importance of following up. And you know what? This could also just be super duper fun, because sometimes as a team, it gets boring. And we talk about follow-up Friday. Well, what if we talk about freaky follow-up in the month of October? Doesn't that sound more fun? Right? If I'm going to talk about, like, I talk about building your confidence, but if I talk about boosting with the OOs, that's more fun. Ghoul-tastic customer, like, so again, take from ChatGPT what you can. But I realize sometimes I have to really look at it a little bit longer, because when I first asked it this question earlier, I was like, this is not what I was thinking. But then I read it and I was like, oh, that's actually pretty good, ChatGPT. Appreciate it. Okay, so I'm gonna unshare my screen really quick because I can't see people and I can't see questions. I love the copy paste so we can tweak it on our own. Yes, this is so good. Thank you, Susan. I love this. Shantae says this is okay. Good. All right. I couldn't see any of that while we were doing this. So, did you guys want me to put my custom instructions in the chat? Does that matter? I mean, I feel like you know what to do with it. No one really needs to copy and paste mine, but if you want to, I will gladly put it in there for you. The next stuff that we're going to start wonder, does anybody know? No, it's okay. The next stuff I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start putting prompts into ChatGPT to help us build our month. I'll just have to go in and out of sharing the screen. So if that's annoying, look away, because that's what's going to have to happen, because I can't see all the stuff. Okay, so let's go back to sharing our screen. Zoom with Tammy. Okay, let me take you to the very first thing I asked it to do today. I need to move. It's participants can now see your screen. Okay. So I said to ChatGPT, I said, please act as my social media strategist. Now you'll notice in my prompts, I always ask ChatGPT to pretend to be somebody, because remember, it knows a lot. So if you say, please act as my banker, please act as my 5th grade teacher, please, whatever, like it's going to act like that. It's going to take on that mentality. So I say, act as my social media strategist and help me plan out my month of October. I'd like to keep my social media activities 60% hobby related, 30% lightly touch on my business. It's odd wording, but I hope it, okay. And 10% selling my business. I use posts, stories, and reels. How do you suggest I calendar the month out? Now, you guys can I just did that as an example, but you can say, I only use Facebook, or I use Facebook and Instagram, or I only use TikTok. Like, you can put in there what you use and get really, really specific. The more specific you are with your prompts, your questions to ChatGPT, the more it'll give back. So I've never done that till I literally put this prompt in here 10 minutes before the Zoom, and I was like, I hope this works. So here's what it came back with. It says, absolutely, let's craft October social media and sprinkle in your unique touch. So remember, it's me, it's my customer instructions. I'm already on the number 1 thing. There's going to be something about flowers. So week 1, October 1 through 7, it says on my post, 60% hobbies, we're going to share some stunning photos of my flower garden. And we're going to mention what you're currently planting and nurturing. Okay, easy, because that's my hobby. That's one of my fives. That's my jam. I'm also going to throw in a hilarious gardening mishap story because we all have them according to ChatGPT. And he's right. I do. I have those. So if you're ever like, I don't know what to talk about with my hobbies, well, if you've told ChatGPT what you're into, it'll know what to tell you to talk about. In my stories, they say to lightly touch on my business. So I'm going to share a behind the scenes look at how I juggle working from home and my hobby. I'm also going to briefly mention how Thrive gives me the energy for both. Now, that's 4 ideas for 7 days. So that's not enough. I should have been more specific in my prompt. I should have said, I like to do 1 reel a day, 1 post a day, 3 stories a day. Like I should have filled in more information. And actually, we'll try that here in a minute and I'll show you how you can tweak what it's giving you. So week 2 talks about posting my hobbies. Again, my stories. Week 3, post. And this time it talks about reels, post, stories, blah, 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 right? So again, while this is not exactly what I was hoping for, it has a lot of really good information in here. So now, because I realize that this prompt isn't, I didn't do a good job prompting. And you guys, I'm going to tell you straight up, most of the time when you get back something from ChatGPT and you're like, that's crap, it's because your prompt was crap. I learned that the hard way. So down here in the prompt, because I'm still in this thread, okay, everything is a thread. So everything that's happened, like from the top down, it's in this conversation with you. It knows what's happening. So I can just say, I forgot to mention, I like, nope, spell correctly. I will say you have to spell correctly. I like to post once a day, share 1 reel a day, and I talk in my stories 2 times a day at least. Can you give me a more precise calendar? Let's see what happens. See how much fun this is? We're just doing this together. I have no idea what it's going to come up with. Okay. It's like, okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. October, day 1, post about your hobby, share a photo of your flourishing flower garden. Day 2, in my story, and it's still not quite exactly what I want, but it's better. Do you see what I'm saying? It's getting better, right? It's getting better. But some things that I might not have thought about, share a photo of your nephews enjoying a fall activity. Remember, I told her in my custom instructions, I love my nephews and I like being part of their life. Talk about how Thrive fuels your work from home hustle. In my custom instructions, I talk about how I like working from home and that Thrive allows me to do that. So if you're typing along with me and you're trying these prompts and you're like, I'm getting nothing, it could be because your custom instructions don't have enough information about you. Okay. A reel, create a fun reel showcasing Thrive's benefits. Another short reel highlighting the different Thrive features. Share how Thrive keeps you energized from working from home. So this actually leads me into the next thing we're going to do here because it's starting to give you ideas of reels, right? So how often are you like, I know I'm supposed to do a reel a day, but I have no idea what the heck to talk about. We're going to do that together. Okay, let me check really quick though. Okay. I screenshot them as you went. Oh, thank you. This is go. Okay, so you got the custom instructions. Okay. All right. Any questions up to this point so far while I'm not sharing my screen and I can see the chat? And unmute or just whatever. You guys, it's our Zoom, not mine. So talk if you can, talk if you need, talk if you want, all that jazz. All right, no one's talking. Okay, we're gonna go back to sharing my screen. If it'll let me. Okay, so you guys can see over here on the far left, I have a ton of threads or whatever you call them with ChatGPT. So let me give you a tip really quick. Earlier when I did this, when I asked it to help me build my calendar, I don't remember what it ChatGPT will automatically give it the thread a title. I don't remember what it told me or what it called it. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, when I see the beginning of that, I'm not going to know what it meant. So I clicked the edit button. I changed it to say October calendar. And then I saved it, right? Up here where it says set October 80K goal, that is, I will understand what that meant, right? So if there's something you think you're going to refer back to a lot, you might want to change the names. And the reason I'm saying that is because if I scroll down here, in the last 30 days, I asked it to give me 10 Facebook Live topics. So let me share with you what it came up with. I said, act as my social media expert. Notice I didn't say strategist because I'm not really strategizing my month. I said, be an expert in social media and give me 10 topics to go live. I don't know why I put it in all caps, probably because lives give me the heebie-jeebies on Facebook about. Keep them short. In other words, keep the topic short because it's me you're talking to and I don't got all that. Okay, here are 10 engaging topics. Why I started Thrive, my personal journey to better health, the power of Thrive, how it boosts natural energy, getting a good night's sleep, blah, 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 blah. Now remember, I said 10 topics to go live on Facebook. But if you remember, I also said I like to do 60% non-Thrive related stuff on my social media. So I could go back into this thread and say, give me 10 that have nothing to do with Thrive, right? But apparently I went on and said, now give me a theme for Wednesday, for example, Wealth Wednesday. So I gave it an example because I wasn't sure if it knew what I meant when I said a theme of Wednesday. Oh, it knew. Wellness Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Wholesome Wednesday, Workout Wednesday, right? Again, these are all topics that it came up with on its own about things I could talk about on a live. Then I said, give me a Monday theme because I was like, well, that was fun. So let's go in here now and I'm going to say, because remember, it remembers this chat. It knows everything that we're talking about. Even though we talked about this a month ago, we're in this chat together, okay? I'm going to say share 10 non-Thrive, whoopsie, spell it right, non-Thrive related topic ideas for lives on Facebook. Okay, now remember, it knows me. Travel Tales, Cooking with, Book Club Live, Gardening Guru, Fitness Fun, Movie Night, DIY, Pep Palooza, Tech Talk, Q&A. So anytime somebody says to, like, probably 2 months ago, if somebody said, I don't know what to go live about, I'd be like, girl, I feel you. I don't either. But we don't have that excuse anymore. Ask ChatGPT. Ask it. And if it gives you 10 and you're like, well, those are good, but I don't know, literally 10 more, please. And here come 10 more ideas for me to talk about Facebook Live, right? So there's nothing standing in the way of me going live and having an idea because I've got a gazillion of them right here. It's just a matter of me saying I'm going to do it and hitting the button, right? It just makes it so much easier. So let me go over here some other things that I do when I'm trying to plan. Oh, okay. This is a pro tip. I'm actually going to say that this is a pro tip. Okay. I think I shared this with my team. So I want to teach, so to make my job easier, obviously I want to teach ChatGPT as much as possible, right? So I did not know this. I learned this on a video. I don't know. I try to learn things too, right? So anyway, this person was saying how, well, I'll just walk you through. So anyway, I started a new chat and I said, read this and tell me when you're done. I didn't know I could tell chat, but you could tell ChatGPT that. Read this and tell me when you're done. And then I literally copied and pasted off of the PDF for Pink Pro everything that the PDF said in the description. So it talks about the different kinds of collagen, blah, blah, blah. I didn't do the ingredient list. I did the description. Okay. So I put all that in there and I said, read it, tell me when you're done. And it says, hey, sounds like Thrive Pink Pro is packed with goodness. It's all these luscious locks, radiant skin, blah, blah, blah. So now that I know that ChatGPT knows all about Thrive Pink Pro, I said, act as my marketing specialist and write a short Facebook post to my ideal clients and offer them a sample pack of Pink Pro with a call to action. All the things that I forget to do. I forget to talk about the call to action, or if I remember that, I don't talk to my ideal client. Like, I'm a mess when I'm on my own on social media. So that's why I like this so much. Also, notice I said short Facebook post. I could have said Instagram post. I could have said a caption to accompany your reel. You, again, ask it what you want to know and tell it as much as possible. So it knows my ideal client based on my custom instructions, right? It understands Pink Pro based on what I just told it to read. Here it came. Hey there, Thrive fam. Are you ready to boost your beauty and wellness game? I've got something exciting for you. Try a free sample of Pink Pro, Collagen Powerhouse, la la la. Why wait? It's your time to thrive in style. Drop a heart in the comments or send a DM and I'll hook you up with Pink Pro. Let's take your wellness journey to the next level. And it wrote all of that in a jiffy and it's good. That was good. I actually used that I think I accompanied it with a picture of me holding Pink Pro. But because I was in there. I said, hey, write me one more that is short because I want it to be a little shorter. Want to experience the magic of Pink Pro? Get your free sample now and level up your hair, skin, and joint game. Just drop a thumbs up, shoot me, blah, blah, blah. I know you guys can read. Do you see how good that was? Like how fast that was, how easy that was, and how that would definitely be some of that 10% hard sales that I would share on my Facebook or in my stories or my reels. So I'm not doing this a ton, but when I do it, it's short, sweet, and to the point. So what I also did was over here where it has the name of the thread, I edited it so it said Pink Pro where I could see it. You could literally today sit down and put every single product in a new thread on ChatGPT. You could say, read this and tell me when you're done, and copy and paste in there the description, and then just save it and just have it ready. Maybe, you know, I don't know how you guys figure it out, but like if you try to talk about a plus line product twice a month and you had that in there, like last month I talked about Pink Pro. So when I talked about samples last month, it was all about the 3 steps and some Pink Pro. Moving forward this month, it'll be all about the 3 steps and something, probably Move Gel or the Move Caps. I'm not sure, but it makes it so much easier. So you can literally load all that information. And then, so I could also, okay, so now that we know that it knows this product, I could say, write a compelling caption to accompany a reel in, oops, I'm a horrible typer. In the reel, I'm holding, nope, I'm showing how to mix Pink Pro and putting it in a fancy glass. Don't you love when I type and read you? In the reel, I'm showing how to mix Pink Pro and putting it in a fancy glass with a slice of strawberry. And this is something I actually did do. Please add a call to action. Look at that. Sip, savor, and thrive. Join me in the kitchen for a little wellness mixology session. You guys, these are things I would never think to say, but it's so good. Watch how I turn ordinary moments into extraordinary self-care with Thrive Pink Pro. Grab your glass, add a dash of Pink Pro, a slice of strawberry for a fancy twist, and let the magic happen. Do you see that? And I would have stopped right there, but because I remembered to say add a call to action, ChatGPT said, ready to taste the Thrive Life, question mark, swipe up now to get your Pink Pro and elevate your wellness journey. I don't know about the swipe up. I'm not really sure if that's the right word for me. I don't know how you swipe up, but anyway, I would say something like drop a strawberry or whatever. So again, this is a product specific. So start thinking, if this month you're going to talk about sample packs twice a week, every week, you're going to need 8 scripts or captions or posts, right? So you could literally go in, put in the information about what comes in the Thrive sample pack. And you could, and if you pack your own samples, like type in what you put in there, what comes in there, why it's important, what are the items, and then go and say, hey, ChatGPT, give me 8 versions of, or you could say, give me 2 Facebook posts, give me 4 story captions, give me 2 reels. Like it can literally do all of this for you. So it's a matter of you looking at your calendar and going, okay, it's October. I'm going to talk about samples twice a week, every week. I'm going to do 1 post, one reel and 3 stories every day. And here's the thing, when I say that, that's the minimum, right? Like I think to myself, what's my minimum? So if my minimum is 1 post a day, but something happens in the day, or I think of something or what, then I'll make another post. Like I'm not like, oh my God, I'll make my post. I can't talk anymore. But those are my minimums, right? And so if you can start planning out, this is what I need to do, it makes it so much easier. So let me keep going here, and I'm just going to keep sharing things with you that I have done over the time. Okay, this I'm forgot about this one, but I want to see because I don't remember. So rest gel. So I was actually at the airport at 5 a.m. one day, headed to the beach. And I was like, dang, I need to get something up. I need to get something loaded because I knew I was going to fly, have a connection, fly, have to get in an Uber. I knew it was going to be like a long day of travel. So I said, act as my social media expert, write a Facebook post about rest gel. I'm traveling crazy hours, sleeping in sleeping in strange, must have been beds, but it knew what I meant, blah, blah, blah. So I like to take my rest gel when I try. So I just told it really quickly, like, this is what I'm going to talk about. And it's like beach vibes and crazy hours, rest gel to the rescue. I actually used that caption on a reel, and my reel was, I showed the airport and then I showed the rest gel on top of my suitcase. It has like 2,000 views. Did I sell 2,000 packs of rest gel? No, but 2,000 people saw the rest gel and read about it. And that's what matters to me. So sometimes you can just use this really quickly. But I know I have in here. Okay, you guys can see I've used ChatGPT a lot. All right, let's just start a new chat. Let me unshare my screen real quick. Who has a topic? Like, give me a prompt. I didn't know you could save these in Chat. Yes, you can. Yeah, ChatGPT automatically saves every conversation that you have, which is amazing. But it's also, to me, that's why it's important to rename it. Like, if you look at the name that it gave you really quick and you're like, oh, I don't know, like, what were we talking about? I like to rename it so I can go through my list. So when I go back to my old stuff, I don't know. Like, I have no idea what I talked about. Like, sometimes the titles don't clue me in at all. Does anybody have something they want to see if we can do in Chat GPT?
Hey,
Yeah,
Tammy,
yeah.
I thought of this earlier and I didn't want to interrupt you. I have been chronic overthinker.
Same. Join the
I
club.
will make a post and then overthink it and retype it and whatever, whatever, whatever. I've been literally taking copy paste
Yes.
my post I was gonna make, putting it in Chat GPT, and not only asking it because it's super sweet about telling me how awesome something
I
is,
know.
but and changing or fixing the grammar, whatever, all things I need. But I've been asking it here lately what I specifically am looking to do with that post, and say, can you, hey, social media expert, can you make this funny? Hey, can you make this interactive? Hey, can you wake up my news feed?
Oh,
I
I
have
like
done it.
that. Wake up my newsfeed. That's a good prompt.
I have done all of that. And just a lot of times I end up with my original post and just add in their tagline of what I'm asking. But sometimes they reword it and I'm like, oh, that's so much better.
Yes, and that's funny you say that, because and please, so moving forward, you guys unmute and ask and talk over top of me until I'm quiet, because when I'm sharing my screen, I can't really see you all, so it makes it hard. So please unmute and share. That's actually how I first started using ChatGPT, because I didn't know how to use ChatGPT like when I started. So I would go into ChatGPT and I would write up what I thought was the post, but I knew it wasn't great, and I would be like, please rewrite it, make it better. That was literally my prompt. Please rewrite and make it better. And then I got smarter and I was like, please make this compelling. Please, make this compelling to my ideal client. Please make this and turn this into an interactive. So yeah, you guys, if you ever go through your memories on Facebook and you're like, well, that was a really good post I made last year, throw that post into Chat GPT and say, can you rewrite this? And say, make it compelling, make it interactive, wake up my news feed. Like, I love that, Shelly. So you can do that. And when you find someone else's post and you're like, God, that is so good. And because we all do that. You're like, that's such a great post. Look at all the comments she got on that. And you save it. Well, don't, like, we always just have to be like, please don't share my exact, like, we had to beg people. There's no reason to share anyone's exact post. Take the exact post that you love, pop it into ChatGPT, and ask it to rewrite it, because it's going to rewrite it based on you, because it has your custom instructions. If Shelly writes a post and I'm like, that is awesome, ChatGPT, write it for me, it's probably going to throw something in there about flowers or gardens or blooms or planting or whatever. It's going to do something like that. So yeah, I think that's it's an amazing tool. It's amazing. Um,
You can you
oh,
can literally tell it to make it you. You
yes,
can literally copy and paste and say, as my social media expert or whatever you're going for, make this more me
yes. And that will work better and better and better, the better your custom
as you go.
instructions are. Yes,
Before I
exactly.
forget,
Yeah.
and then I'm done
No, keep
yakking
talking.
because I'm literally cooking. Um, I just didn't want to miss this. It learns from your prompts as well as what you put in your customization. And I agree 100% about constantly adding to it, because you can't think of everything you want to put in there in the beginning, but it has been learning from the things that I have said in the chat. So don't hesitate to say, I love that when it writes you something, but make it more funny or add in whatever. And it's putting that in its brain. It's not in my customization, but all of a sudden now it's throwing in the actual word thrive, and I
Yes.
never said anything about it.
Yes. So it's like you guys know like your preemptive text on your phone. Like when you type in happy and it automatically pops up birthday or anniversary and lets you pick because your phone has learned that that if you're saying happy, that's what you're saying. Um if I start to type in TH, Thrive pops up. You know what I mean? Like if your phone learns you. So ChatGPT is just learning about you as you go. And something I just thought of when you were talking, Shelly, a really fun thing to do with your custom instructions to keep it fresh and new is so like any of you that were doing the bingo cards with me back in September, the last 4 days, we picked a challenge, a self challenge to do in October. Well, my self challenge is to read a minimum of one chapter in a book a day, every single day, like not miss a day in October. I could add that to my custom instructions and just say, hey, for this month of October, this is what I'm doing. And then it would, let's do it. Hang on, everybody. Remember, I said we were going to do this together. So we're going to do this together. Okay. So in the month of October.
Hey, while you're typing that out,
Yeah.
when you were talking about customizing your chat GPT to you, is there somewhere to do that, or does it start learning you as the questions you asked it?
No, okay. So where I'm at right now on my screen, if you can see my screen, this is the custom. Let me go back out of here. So when you're on your main chat GPT, so again, this is the desktop. So on the app, it's in the, I think it's in the upper right hand corner, but you're going to look for your email and you can see mine down here. And there's 3 dots. When you click that, it pops up. It says custom instructions. On the app, I'm sitting right here with the app in my hand. I should just tell you where it's at. Sorry. On the app. On the app in the upper left-hand corner, you're going to hit the 3 dots, 4 dots, whatever that was. Whoops. I did it wrong. Why am I doing this wrong? Settings.
It's in the upper right-hand side of the app.
Thank you. Oh, I don't have anything in the upper right-hand side for mine, but I'm an Android, so maybe that's different. I think for mine, I just have to click. Yeah. So for mine, I just have to click my email. But so depending on your phone, depending on your app, all that jazz, but look for it. You're looking for the words custom instructions. It's super important that you find those. And so it's in those custom instructions that you're going to tell it about yourself. And over here, you'll see it says thought starters. Like it's trying to encourage you. Tell me about your goals. Tell me what you do for a living. Tell me about your hobbies. So I just added to mine in the month of October, I'm going to challenge myself to read daily. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna see what happens. So then I'm gonna come in here to a new chat and I'm gonna say, because I like to go live, or not live, that's a lie. I like to do a reel once a day. I'm gonna say, act as my social media. Oh my gosh. Expert, because I like an expert to be in my back pocket. Act as my social media expert. Create 31 real ideas for me in October. 60% hobby, 30% light business. Oh, I left out percent. Hang on, 30% light business. 10% hard sales. I'm just kidding. That's super simple. I probably am gonna have to come up. I'm probably should have added to that, but I feel bad you guys are staring at my thing. Okay, here we go. Week 1, hobby focus, 60%, garden tour, plant time lapse. Oh, it just jumped. We went garden blooper reel. It really wants to make fun of me in my garden, doesn't it? Favorite gardening tools, gardening Q&A, gardening harvest, garden DIY, garden, right? So it knows my hobby. Light business, a day in life, testimonials, product spotlight, virtual office tour, business tips. Week 3, hobby. Week 4, where's my hard sales? Okay, so again, I admitted that my prompt was kind of weak, but there's 30 real ideas for me specifically. You guys aren't going to get a real idea that says a garden tour or a garden harvest or a plant care tip unless you've told it you're into gardening. You're probably not going to get a reel that talks about home office. You might talk about it because you work from home. Maybe you're like the mom who does her business from the car pickup line. It's probably going to give you a suggestion there, right? Maybe you're the person that does your Lavelle business in the car on your lunch break. It's going to talk about that. So again, like if you guys don't see a reel from me once a day in the month of October, it's going to be sheer laziness because I have 30 ideas right here on my screen. You're all seeing them. Actually, I have more than that. 10, 20, 30. I have 40. I have 40 real ideas. Math is hard. And there are things that I might not have thought of to do on my own. So product demonstration, show how to use Thrive effectively. When was the last time? I mean, I think we do it in chats, like in group chats a lot, but when was the last time when you shared about Thrive that you specifically went through, here's how I take it? I haven't specifically done that in a long time. Here's this is what I was hoping it would add. So it said my monthly Thrive challenge. It thinks it's a Thrive challenge because in my custom instructions, I wasn't clear about the fact that wasn't a Thrive challenge. But anyway, it says announce your reading challenge for October and invite followers to join. I mean, there's a ton of ideas here. So that's real ideas. So let's go in and do a new chat. I swear I'm not this bad of a typer, but because I know people are on the screen with me, I'm a horrible typer in this very moment. All right, so act as my social media expert, generate. Let's do two talking points a day for October for my stories. Oh my gosh, in Instagram. Again, this is a really generic prompt. We're probably going to get generic answers, but you're going to understand what I'm doing here. And it's going to take it a hot second, but here it's going to come. Literally every day. So today I can talk about embracing the fall season, which is funny because I hate fall. I don't hate it. I just hate that it means winter's coming. It's the start of it's the start of your October reading challenge. See, it remembers. Tell your audience which book you're diving into. Day 2, show off your favorite morning Thrive routine. Share a glimpse of your beautiful garden. Where's the rest of my screen? Feel free to let me know if you'd like more ideas for the rest of the month. Well, I asked for 2 a day. Oh, yes, please. I'd like it for the entire month. All right, October 3rd. So now it's going to give me these ideas. So again, if you guys pull up my Facebook story, my Instagram story, and you're like, Tammy didn't talk in her story today. Tammy just shared a graphic of a Thrive sample. You can call me out. And it stopped itself again. So there are ideas to get you started. Let me. So anyway, it doesn't want to give me that many in one thing, whatever, ChatGPT. But it's there and I can keep seeing, yes, well, let's just see. Please go all the way till October 31st. See, sometimes I argue with ChatGPT, so never be afraid to argue with ChatGPT. So anyway, there you see it right there. So now over here on it says October Instagram stories. I'm actually going to edit that because I want to be able to see the whole thing. So I'm just going to have it like abbreviate October. So October Instagram story, October real ideas, the pink pro, that's because we jazzed it back up, the 10 Facebook lives, my October calendar. So you can see right here, just today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with 6 prompts. We have a ton of ideas. I have ideas that I can share on team Zooms with my team. I have a semi-generic layout of my October calendar. I've got 10 live topics, which 10 lives in 1 month, in my opinion, is plenty. I know people would say more. I've got Instagram stories. I've got real ideas. So what am I forgetting? What am I forgetting that we need to have planned out? Literally not making me think yet, sounding super smart. And I love it. Awesome. Found an app. Okay, good. What is something that I'm forgetting about? Like, what is something that we need on our calendar like, you know, so, and I don't want to be remiss about this. When you look at your actual October calendar, please have your auto ship days highlighted so you don't forget. Please have your auto ship tracker done so you know who to be talking to. Have your team Zooms written down. Have your power plans that you want to be on written down. Free credit day, that's tomorrow, right? We need to know these things. Try and look at my calendar from, I don't have my October one done yet. I would have normally done that today, but we played on ChatGPT instead. You know, like have those things down. And for those of you that aren't sure, when I say the auto ship tracker, your personal auto ship tracker, you can find that in the cloud. I just keep it inside my binder. There's also a sample tracker you can print off. And again, for some people, I've literally had people be like, well, I can't do the power plans because I don't have a printer. Okay, if you have a notebook and a pen, you can do the power plan because you don't have to have a cute thing. You just need to write down the names of who's auto shipping when, who got a sample, what did they get, when did you send it to them, did you follow up with them, blah, blah, that kind of stuff. That's all so important, right? But I just wanted to use today as a way to show you a lot of the things you could be doing on ChatGPT. So am I like, give me an idea, somebody, anybody.
Hey, Tammy.
Yes.
What if we use, you're welcome. What if we use the thing we learned about our experience and having it rewrite it? What if we use it and we all do one for October?
Shelly, yes. Okay. So if you guys missed, that was yours, I think, wasn't it, Shelly? That was your power plan that you did for us. You
Yeah, yesterday.
Okay, yeah. See, my days, they blur. Okay, so have you ever sent in?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever sent in your story to Lavelle? Yes, most everyone on here has. If you haven't, guess what? You're gonna. So Shelly gave us the idea, which is so flipping genius. I think I've sent my story in 3 or 4 different times, and I've always tried to have a different angle, you know, to make it look a little bit different. Copy the story that you sent in, load it into ChatGPT. Say, ChatGPT, read this and let me know when you're done. Put it in there. Click go. It'll write back and it'll probably tell you something amazing about yourself. And then say, can you please rewrite that? And maybe you could say, update it. Maybe you could say, make it more compelling. Maybe you could say, I don't know, you could tweak it however you want. And then shabam, it's rewritten for you. And now you can send it back into Lavelle to be published again without having to sit down and rewrite your story. I just think that ChatGPT takes the chasing your tail, your you know, reinventing the thing. You don't have to reinvent it so much over and over. You don't have to constantly be recreating. You can take what you've done, because you guys, and I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but what we do is not brain surgery. It is sales. And the key to selling is to be repetitive. And as a human, it gets hard because you're like, I think I talked about that. I think I talked about that. Well, yeah, that's fine. And I'm going to give you an example that happened this week to a girl on my team. You guys all know Sandra D. She texted me right before this. They're in the middle of unloading the trucks. They just got to their house. They are officially back in Texas full time, and they're starting to unpack today. So it's been very public. Her house has been for sale. They've been packing up. She's been selling things. She's been having going away parties left and right. And just on Tuesday she had a job on Tuesday nights at the YMCA. A gal came up to her and said, I didn't know you were moving. When did this happen? Where are you going? And Sandra was like, I can't believe that's all I've talked about. That's all people like. We think that people are paying attention, but they aren't. And if you think about it, people have probably told you things over the last month or two, and you've got little bits of it, but you've not really absorbed it. And so when it comes to your Thrive business, people probably know you're a thriver, or they knew you thrived at one time. 8.5 years, that's the dog scratching on the door, by the way. 8.5 years, I still have people, they'll send me a message. Do you still do that Thrive thing? For the love of Pete, of course I do. But they're not paying attention. So that's why it's so important to repeat. Well, I get tired of repeat. So if I can get ChatGPT to repeat it for me and make it new and fresh, then heck yeah, I'm going to be repeating myself all day. So yeah, so that's our challenge. That Shelly just threw down the gauntlet. Everybody on this Zoom live and on the replay, you need to send in your revised ChatGPT revised story to Lavelle and have it republished in the month of October. I love that. Okay, we have 10 minutes left. Who has questions? Who has ideas? Anybody? I forgot to take my allergy medicine before we started, so I'm getting super stuffy, in case you're wondering. Does everyone feel like they know ChatGPT now? I would say definitely number one thing is to get it, obviously, and then to get your custom instructions in there and just start playing. Use today as a Sunday to start playing. This is awesome thing. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I'm glad you were on here today. It's your month, girl. We're going pink. Did you see the cover for Lavelle today? We're going pink. It's personal.
I just basically have a comment that
Yeah.
where the heck was this 7 years ago? Well, for me, 7 years ago when I started, and I would constantly drive my sponsor crazy by sending her every single solitary message and comment that I wanted to make and asking her if it sounded okay.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that though, because I'm going to share with you guys what happened to me a couple days ago. And yeah. So, I've been doing the reel a day. Just made a reel using ChatGPT suggestions from a breast cancer walk and starting in October. Yes, girl. Yes. I'm gonna go look at it as soon as we get off of here. Just so I've been doing that whole 2 to 3 reels a day. I've built my reels. Whew, it's there. Hang on. I have a dog that's terrified of water, so if I squirt water, he goes away. Anyway, for a hot second, he'll be back. I'm getting all these followers, like they're falling out of the sky, and it's exciting, but I don't know what to do with it. So I had to go back to my trainings, and you're supposed to be sending these messages, but I was struggling because I was like, what should this message be? Like, what do I tell? What do I say to a total stranger? So let me share my screen and let me show you the process. For this supportive interaction. I started off, I said, please read this and tell me when you're finished. So, okay, so this is a message, a script that I took from a training. So this trainer said that when somebody comments on your post or whatever, and you don't know them, that you should say, great seeing you comment on my post. It's hard to put myself out there. And sometimes, so your support means a lot. I'd love to learn more about what you shared in your comment. And so I wanted it to learn that and understand it because mine aren't necessarily commenting on my post. They're commenting, they're following me. That's different to me. They're actually clicking the follow button. So I said, craft a similar message, but the person hasn't commented on my post. They've just taken the action of following my account. I want to connect with them as a new follower, encourage them to start a conversation with me. And so we went through a little bit and I said, you left out the vulnerable part. And then we went through a little bit. And then I said, so it was like, it said, feel free to shoot me a message anytime or say hi. Well, no stranger's going to do that. So I was like, what question can I ask them at the end of the message that's more specific? Something they'll feel compelled to respond. And so we went through and then I was like, wait, why is it giving me hashtags? I'm like, this is not a post, it's a private message. Like sometimes you literally have to argue with ChatGPT. So then it came back and it made it more of a message, but it was still not specific. And then it came back and it finally gave me a specific message. And so anyway, mine, I don't say hey there as a I just don't like, I wouldn't walk up like, hey there, Susan. I would be like, hi, Susan. So I changed mine to hi. Thank you for following me. I appreciate the support. I have to admit, reaching out like this feels a bit awkward. Hang on a second. We're not muted, I guess. I don't know. I heard noise. I'm sorry. Anyway, is there a particular reason you decided to follow me? I'd love to hear what brought you here, blah, blah, blah. So this is what it ended with. And I was like, that's okay. But I copied and pasted that and I put it in one of my upline chats. And I literally went back and forth, I don't know how many times until we finally came up with a message that was similar, but it felt like me. And I'm going to try to pull it up here and read it to you because so literally in the last 8 weeks, I'm now up to 30, I think almost 35,000 followers, but that doesn't mean anything if I can't talk to these people. I don't know why my stuff won't, there's a beautiful dog for you to look at. My chats won't load. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Anyway, my point is that yes, it's going to come up with some good stuff, but you are going to have to, you're going to have to do some things, right? You're going to have to get creative with it, get some feedback from people. So like where you said you were driving people nuts, I agree. I was driving people nuts yesterday, getting them to help me make this more specific. But anyway, so it's like, hi, so-and-so. Thanks for following me. I appreciate your support. You know, it can be a bit nerve-wracking putting myself out there, but I'm excited to connect. I'd love to hear what brought you here. Is there a particular reason you decided to follow me? I sent that message to 32 people yesterday and 32 people the day before and 32 people the day before. Now, they're strangers that followed me on the internet. I've gotten maybe 10 responses back, but that's 10 people I'm talking to. So that's pretty exciting. And I would not have come up with those words. ChatGPT helped me come up with those words. And then my uplines helped me combine it and all that jazz. So anyway, my point is, you have no reason to get stuck in your business. You have no reason to get stuck with your social media. You have no reason to get stuck with your team because you have this resource in your hand. To me, it takes all the guesswork out of the to do, so that I can actually focus on the relationship. Because it took the guesswork out of the initial question to a stranger, now the conversations I'm having with them are not hard, because the hard part is doing it, right? The hard part was like throwing out a message to a potential serial killer, for all I know, right? But now we're having a conversation that's very natural. So I now have those ideas that ChatGPT gave me for team Zooms this month, which I'm super happy about. Where did those go? This one, setting my goal for October. I have all of these ideas that I can now use for team Zooms. And then now, because I know the idea, now the conversation can be more natural and I can actually connect with my team, because network marketing is all about relationships. And when we get caught up in the overthinking, which I have spent way too much time doing in my life, of trying to come up with this stuff, we miss out on the relationship part. Like I literally have been so stressed before trying to figure out a Zoom topic or or a Facebook post that somebody asked me a question and I'm like, like I'm annoyed. Where in reality, I want people to ask me questions. That's how I make money. So let ChatGPT take the pressure off of the day-to-day and let it be your idea starter. Let it be your creative genius. Let it be your creative social media marketer. And then that way you can focus on your team and all the things you need to be doing. So with that, I'm out of time. Does anybody have any questions? This will be uploaded shortly onto my YouTube that you can refer back to or share with your team. I hope this helps you in your month of October. Hopefully you now have a lot of spooktacular ideas, right? To quote my ChatGPT. But that's it. I'll see you guys. So I do a power plan for the month. Originally my idea was I would do them on the first Sunday of the month, but sometimes it's like the 5th of the month. So just look for them. Thank you, Shantae. I'm glad you're on here. Just look for them. I try to do it as early as possible on a Sunday in the month, so that you can plan out your month. And this was definitely different than normal, but I think it was helpful. So see you guys later. Bye.